going on? Good morning. It's the 27th of January, 2021, Wednesday. Let's have a look at the daily candlesticks to see if there's anything going on. Like always, start with the euro. Euro put in a high around 123.10. Since then, we've sold off down towards 121, where it has found support from this low here before we ground higher up to this 123. Which is quite surprising to me. Usually, I would have expected the bears to test the September 1 high around 120, which was the breakout here back in early December. Because we haven't got there, could mean two things. One, that there wasn't enough sellers after this break of this support area around 120, 135. You would have expected this low not to be really that significant, especially when there's a good target here to retest this 120 handle. So it could mean that we've run out of sellers and the bull's overpowered. If that was the case, though, I would have expected a retest of this high. And at the moment, we seem to be running out of steam, trading sideways for the start of this week. So let's see what happens here. I think if we get below this low, then we test this low as well. And this could bring into play a retest of 120, which is currently sitting around this trend line here, which goes back, if I clean up these charts. We've had two tests of this already, waiting for a third. So this could be the area that the bulls step in to push up and for a push towards the highs. One thing to watch out for, though, is this big candle here. There seems to be like a big gap. Maybe there is a gap between the supply and demand areas. So should we break through this low? I'm not sure if this 120 will be so important, and if it does, we can either bounce through there, or we could immediately break through and come back to this double top area, an untested area that I talked about earlier. So a few things there for the euro. Pounds, we're currently trading above 137, this big round number that was providing the resistance, also support. It's historically an important level. We put in this big outside bar yesterday after failing to break below the support. We actually closed near the highs, which is a bullish sign. And we're currently trading around there. Might need the US volume from the US session to have a breakout. I've noticed the mornings in 2021 to be extremely choppy and difficult to trade. So I got one eye on this at the moment. If we trade the breakout like we do, we are breakout traders, then I will be taking this, but keen to take the trade off should we get a reversal. We start to come and test this double top that was put in here, and around this 137.50 area. Now, because this is a slow kind of grind higher of order accumulation through this trend channel, I figure that we're going to see some kind of exhaustion at some point where people who have entered here short are going to be placing their stops. I imagine it's around, it could be if we get any higher between 137 or 138, or maybe they're above 138 where they say, I've had enough, let's take this position off. And this could add to the buying pressure and push this pair up above 138 into 139, which will also be the resistance of this trend channel, which seems to be pretty important, although we have got to the upside but haven't managed to close outside of it yet. So I think 139 is definitely on the card should we see some exhaustion, and carefully watching this pair this morning to see if we get the breakout, the true breakout above 137. Right, dollar against the yen. This trend channel wedge has been important. Last time we touched the support, we rallied immediately 150 pips right to the other side of the right to the resistance side of this trend channel. So again, at the moment, since touching this, we've backed off a bit. Some more order gathering, but this could go either way. We could break below this low, let's rotate back towards the trend channel support, or we get a breakout of the trend channel through the resistance, and then we could see a push to the other side. One thing I will say though, this trend, this resistance side could be one of two lines. It could either be this more steep one or the shallower one up here. So just have both in mind. But I expect as soon as we get above this, let me just clear up. This 104.38, this might be the area where anyone who is short, or maybe 104.50, anybody who's putting on a short position through this range, this might be their stop, and again could add to the buying pressure here. But at the moment, remain pretty neutral, been in this channel since the end of Q2 2020. So a lot of positions being put on around here, and until we break there, I think we're going to see some good momentum either above or below. Should we get a close below this, then the 2020 low 101 is the next support. GY, similar to GU, although we still haven't broken this September 1st high. It could act as support here, which might prevent the pound or cable going higher as well if there's enough selling pressure with the yen. And there's also this trend line that's been in play for a few years. But again, slowly grinding out higher. This could be a big breakout should we push above it. And also, if you want to look at bullish price action, this outside buyer is looking pretty tasty. But there's still some big obstacles in the way with this pair. So let's see what happens there. EY starting to pick up some speed the last week or so after trading sideways, failing to break out kind of twice, and then a third time to the downside where we found support off this 125 handle. Again, we're going sideways now, but watch out for these lows. There's a couple of gaps here before we test this low or this high should we close above the recent range has been put in. Maybe if we look at the hour, you'd be able to see it a little bit more clearly. Yeah, this pair hasn't been too bad to trade on an hourly time frame. We trade these breakouts, this being our entry, this being our stop, and some big moves here, which you don't really need to worry about. Again, continuing with the trend. This is another one here. This being the entry, this being the stop, and then to the downside. This is the sell. This being the sell, stop up here or up here. And also we had a nice re-entry after this pin bar here, which was a nice move, leg lower. So EY, although it looks like it's in a pretty tight range, it hasn't been too bad to trade. And it's also setting up nicely here for a break either side of this high or this low, down towards the test this low. And if it picks up enough momentum, back down towards 125. Aussie hasn't really been my friend. It's been difficult to trade while it's been accumulating orders throughout this range for the last 2 or 3 weeks since 2021, really. But a breakout of this wedge might lead to a continuation of this trend higher. 2020, we put in a big pin bar on the yearly candlestick. So this continuation of the trend would make it more appealing to me, looking for the longs. But then we are due for a retracement and a break outside this wedge, and we could come back towards the September the 1st high of 74.12. Always mindful of false breakouts. Should we look to break, come and test this support area, this previous resistance, failing that and closes back inside the wedge, and then this could lead to a breakout higher or lower. Same for the other side. False break, we close back inside the range, and then push down towards those levels that I just mentioned. CAD, again, after these nice downwards moves, we're starting to go a bit sideways. We can see that it tried to break again lower. The bulls this time fought off the bears, managed to close back inside the low, and we had a nice push up higher towards this trend line that's been in play. I also have this one marked up just in case if should we close above this. Maybe somewhere where I would take profits a little bit early if my target is above, or if it's the wrong side of that. Want to be a bit proactive and not reactive in these kind of markets, because they are tough to trade breakouts at the moment. Although things are picking up recently, the last few weeks have been a bit of a nightmare. So yeah, always looking to take profits a bit early. If we look on the hourly chart, just to give you some examples. This kind of thing, if you got an order here thinking this is a pin bar failure, then you're immediately rejected. This kind of level has always been pretty strong, 127.80, 129.70. And you can see the big pin bar I put in here. I would rather enter before this level if there's enough room to get the 1R, which there was here yesterday. This breakout worked well, although I waited for this low to be cleared. Stop was up here, and we finally got the 1R in the morning. This morning looks like it's put in a good range here, a nice double top to try and test on the hourly. Should we break out? There's plenty of room upwards, and anyone short here that were holding to test the lows might be willing to take off their trade around break even, or for a small profit after this market has come back. And we've seen some nice outside bar here, market open, and a nice trend up, a slight pullback, and this could be a second leg higher should it break there. So that's what I'm kind of watching now. Anyway, it's 8 o'clock, guys. Hope good luck with your trading. Hopefully give you a review sometime this week. Thanks. Bye.